Hey everyone, this is Miss S. I'm going to be talking about how to use Google Assignments in Canvas and Google Assignments through Google Classroom, specifically because I want to give my students a document that has a pre-created form. I'll go ahead and show you that document, what it looks like before I put it into the assignment. So I have this text and peer review document. And I want my students to, I can get rid of that link. I want my students to be able to type here, but then also have a place for this peer review feedback form so that when I get them into groups for peer review, it's already formatted for them and they don't have to deal with that aspect, which will get messy. Formatting, of course, is really valuable for us as teachers because it just makes for faster grading. So I want them to have this document to type on. And I'm going to go ahead and go into my shell course. So unfortunately, I can't really do a student view here, so it's going to be a little bit limited, but I'm going to show you how to set up that assignment. So I will go ahead and go into my assignments tab, and I'm going to make an assignment. You can see I've already made one, but we're going to make a new one. So I'm just going to call this text and peer review. I'll just give it the number 2. And you're going to go ahead and type any instructions that you want your students to have about this assignment here. Change the point value that you would like for it to be. You can change your grading here. For something that's just a quick assignment, I like complete, incomplete. They either did it or they didn't. And, that formative work is there for them to practice. So I then need to look at submission type. I'm going to go to external tool, and this will only work if your school district has the Canvas and Google integration, Google Assignments integration. So I've got external tool. I need to find the tool. I'm going to Google Assignments LTI 1.1. This is still kind of in a beta phase, so it's a work in progress, but it's working really well for me. I, of course, am still learning the ins and outs and grappling with some of the challenges with my students, but I really like it so far. So I'm going to go ahead and select Google Assignments. When I do that, it's going to push me out to my associated Google account, and I am then going to have the option to create Google Assignments, and this looks just like it would in Google Classroom or very similarly. So I want them to have a specific document. I'm going to attach that document, and I just need to find it. So this has been a document I've used recently, so I can click here. If you don't have it recently, you can just click into your drive. So I will go ahead and open that one and add it. And you can see that it says each student will get a copy. And that is what's really beautiful about this, because you will get a copy with their first name, last name, and you will be able to see that in your drive. Okay, so I'm going to make some adjustments here. I'm going to just fix this so that it matches the point value. I'm not going to set a due date because I've had some difficulties with setting the due date on Google with my students submitting through Canvas. So I will just leave the due date for Canvas itself. If I click create, it'll go ahead and save. And I'm going to click select. And now that's set up. I'm going to go down and assign it to whatever group I want. I'm going to create a due date. And you can always change the available from and until. You don't have to do both. You can do one or the other. And I will go ahead and save and publish. So this is the assignment on your end, and you can push out to the Google page that will, once students have opened the document and submitted, you will see their submissions here. From a student view, in Canvas, you have this ability to go from a student view. So I can look here. And now I can kind of see what students see, and I can go to assignments. So I have my text and peer review 2. I can see what that looks like from their end. Now, I am already linked to this assignment. I'm not an actual student. So they would see the assignment here and they'd be able to click the attachment and use it. It would automatically save into their drive. Okay. And what happens with that is if I am in my drive, this assignments tab is the one created by Google that you do not change the name of and you do not delete. And it has all of my courses. So if I open up, this was in my shell course that I've created. If I had students and assignments, they would be here, but no one has opened up my assignment from Canvas, so it's not here yet. And my other classes have assignments in them, so you can say I'm using a lot of those for my 11th grade class right now. I'm not going to pop them open because their names are on them, but you would see a list. And what I really like also is that you can, once you see all the documents, like if you open up one of these folders, you can do the thumbnail view and you can actually see if the document is complete at a very quick glance. So if you're just kind of making sure they completed the assignment, that's a really nice feature. So that's how we go about that in Canvas. And then we can also look at Google Classroom. So if that's an option for you, we can look at Google Classroom. So I have this course that I've created. I'm going to just get whatever they tell me. I'm going to go into classwork and click create. And I'm going to choose assignment. And I'm going to go ahead and title this text and peer review. I'm going to go ahead and put in any instructions that I want my students to have. And I'm going to add. So I'm going to go into my Google Drive and add my assignment. So again, I'm choosing the text and peer review document. You can list it if that's easier. I really generally prefer the list. And you're going to insert that. And you can change it. So here, this is important for Google Classroom. You want to make this adjustment. So I want to make sure that every student gets a copy. Okay, and I'll go ahead and change my point value. And I can go ahead and create a due date. Okay. And you can create a topic so you can organize it, add a rubric if you'd like. Okay, so once I've done all of this and I want to assign it, I can assign it, I can schedule it, I can save it. There's options there. I'm going to go ahead and just click assign. And it's prompting me to do a lot of things. I actually don't work within Google Classroom very often. I just want to show you two options. So you can see the assignment here, and you will see that this document that I created is available for them. Okay, and this will get dropped into your Google Drive as well. Okay, so those are two options for adding a document that you want students to type directly on into Google Classroom or using the integration with Canvas. And for this document that I'm having my students work with, there's kind of two options here. I can give them this assignment initially and have them just type their draft on this page. Or if I want them to draft first and not worry about any of this peer review and be distracted by it, I might have them just draft in another assignment and copy and paste their draft once they've completed it and it's the day of the review. And then once they've pasted that in, they then have that, and I would use the sharing settings to have them share with their peers.